Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy King J, and today we are doing a Teach Me episode with Ghirlanda. So Ghirlanda's gonna teach us Katarina. Obviously, if you don't know about Ghirlanda, Ghirlanda has done a lot of stuff with this character. You know, you won the LCQ, right? You won the LCQ.
Yeah, I won. Hi guys, I won the CQ in 2018, the first last chance qualified.
Exactly.
I did.
Yeah, and Katarina is one of them characters that in season 3 now they say that she's bottom tier. Do you think she's bottom tier, or you don't really? What do you
Like,
think?
I think like she got heavily nerfed, very very heavily in the beginning of season 3. Now they gave her few buffs, and especially one buff is very very good, which is the 3-3-3 one. And I think she can still play. She's not top tier, but she's surely a good character for tournaments. Surely,
Nice.
she still have less damage.
Nice. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go through Katarina's key moves. So Katarina's key moves, her mix-ups, her setups, and stuff like that. So first off, we're gonna go through Katarina's key moves. So yeah, Ghirlanda, teach me some of the stuff with Katarina, man. Her key moves.
Okay, sure. First of all, Katarina is a character that is is not functioning again.
You can't move.
Yeah.
Hold on. Don't worry. Let's go. Can you put?
No.
Press? No.
No. Damn it.
That's
I
weird.
don't know what. Can move before.
No.
No.
No. Try plug out your pad again and plug it back in.
Yeah, I'll try to plug out and plug in again. Okay, I did.
Press start. No.
No. Damn it. Why not? I wonder.
Okay,
Wait, now it goes. Now it goes. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. I think Katarina, despite a lot of people say Katarina is very simple, which is true, absolutely true, but it's also a very basic character. So everything good she has is literally basic. She has it was one of the best in the game before, but now it's an okay down for one, which it's -3 on block, so that's the main problem of the move. Like on block, the situation is a little worse than before compared to season 2, but it has a crazy range. It's 13 frame. It tracks kind of well, and it has a follow-up down for 1-1, which can be ducked, but it's kind of hard and it recovers very fast.
Yeah.
It recovers kind of fast.
Yeah.
Also, when you do down for 1-1, actually the tracking of the move is extended. You will track more than before, and that's a good thing. If you expect somebody to step, you can do down for 1-1, and the move will track way more than with only down for 1. So this is still Katarina K move, even if it got nerfed. The other very good move, in my opinion at least, that Katarina has is the downfall. Downfall, in my opinion, is the best generic downfall in the game, the one of Katarina, because it's fast per frame, but it's super long. It's super long. And it leaves you in full crouch, where sometimes you can just go for mix-up, even if you are at -2, because of Katarina full crouch, down for 4, which crash a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can use it as an offensive tool, sometimes as a bait because you can backdash, and if the opponent tries to do something, you can punish them with hop kick, like this, you can go back after the down 4. You can do a lot of stuff, and it's a very annoying move. It doesn't do much damage, but it's very very annoying.
Okay. Cool.
The other move, well, there is for sure we have to talk about the hop kick, because Katarina hop kick is considered very strong by a lot of people. I believe Katarina hop kick is very good.
Yeah.
It's very very good. It's still good, not as good as before, but it's still good. It's still crush high, sometimes even mid, but the situation is very very rare. Like you rarely see Katarina hop kick crashing mid.
Yeah.
At least season 3.
Yeah.
And the combo from there is about 70 damage, 72 damage. So it's definitely good.
What's the combo in season 3 now? So obviously our hotkick is up
I'll try
4-4.
because there's a little delay. I hope I can do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's latency for people that don't know. We'll just try it and see if it works.
Wait. Sorry. Okay, so 4. Done.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
that. Okay.
the screw. That is the screw. And then at the end, the ender is simply down
Down 4-4. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It does around 72 damage, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And it has an incredible wall carry. Like the distance is huge. It's really huge. And it is one of Katarina's main strengths in season 3. The wall carry is crazy. It is one of the, I think, top 5 in the game. Top 5 in the game.
So what's her like key moves that are high and mid moves? So like I know she has 4-4-4, but 4-4-4
Yes,
is minus 30.
but your best move in general is 3. It's 3-3. This is a very key move because it's long. It's very long. It's a long move, and this move is hit confirmable actually offline. You can hit confirm it from the second input. It's kind of hard, but you can. And the first 2 are safe unless you are against Yoshimitsu because you can flash it. And you can even go for mix-up if you are unsure. Like if you cannot hit confirming the second hit, you can go for 3 hits, which make it way easier to confirm. And in case they block it, you can simply go for the stance, from there. So it is never.
We're gonna talk about the stance in a bit later, though. But yeah, nah, for sure. This stance is.
Yeah, that's good pressure. That's good pressure. And also now they buffed it. Like in my opinion, even before season 3 was the best move of the character, simply because this move is very long in my opinion. It's good in neutral. It does a lot of damage. It's easy to do. It's low risk, and they even buffed it now. So it's +4 on it, which is crazy in my opinion. It does 13 damage, which is good, and it's also 14 frame punisher for blocking move. For example, if you block Jack down forward 2. Yeah. In my opinion, the best thing to do is 3 there because it does almost 40 damage. It's you don't have to do hard inputs. It's just 3. So,
it's true. Jack's down 4-2 is minus 14. So all you have to do is just do that. No hard combo, nothing.
Yeah, You can do actually this, but it's so hard for 4-4 as a 14 frame punisher.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do much damage in season 3 because the way they modified it.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it. It's just better to go for 3 all the time.
Okay.
That's in my opinion the best move of the character, which is a me. She also have back 1, which is good. Back 1 is another 14 frame hit. She's full of 14 frame hits. And back 1 can have different follow-ups. There is back 1 2, which is super good because it's safe. It's a mid that does 26 damage, I think. You can check, but I think it does 23. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
and it's +5. It tracks pretty well. It's a very good ender. It's safe. So yeah, you can try you see you enter encounter if I press something. And this move is super good. The alternatives are going to back 1 into the stance, which you can cast, or you can go for the follow-up, etc. Or back 1-1, which actually can be used, but it's more like this is more, since it's not natural combos, you can see this is more juggle option for wall carrying because it's a good ender after the screw to have a high wall carry.
Right. Now that makes sense.
We need to talk about back 1 4-1-1 in my opinion because this move is confirmable on counter. Like you can go back 1 into forward, and if you see a counter, if you, for example, you can hit me in counter, it's combo. So yeah, sorry. Here we go. So this move is confirmable in countering. It is really low risk because it's confirmable and it's flat. It was flat if you are close to the wall.
If you're close to the wall, that wall splash, yeah?
Yes, this was flat.
Oh, right, hold on.
So this is super good. That's
I did
super
not
good
know that.
Wall. That's very good. And also like, it's not like there is a sorry. Yeah,
That's
sorry,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool. I just wanted to see it again because I've never seen that before.
Yeah, this is super good, and then you can go for the normal ender.
Yeah.
This is very very good, and the fact that actually people might duck if they see the fact that the move goes on block, but at that point you can go for example Harrier 4, which is now safe and it's a wall bounce. So next to the wall, this move is super dangerous. It's probably Katarina's best move next to the wall.
Man, you are teaching me some good stuff with this character, man. All right. So, teach me some more stuff, man, because I know that before we get into a full crouch stuff, I want to know like more mid stuff, because you've taught me about the back one stuff. That's pretty cool. Down forward one. Like, does she have anything else in terms of like, obviously 3? You got 4-4-4. Do you use 4-4-4 at all, other than trying to fish for counter hit?
Well, for 4-4-4, I don't really like to do traps, like going on, for example, 1-4 is +1 into 4-4-4. These are very, very easy to read. Since Katarina is a very simple character, you need to use a lot of fantasies to break opponents that know her, because she's way simple. She's simple, but also simple to face. So 4-4-4, in my opinion, is better to be used as an instinct move. I try to use it like some Mishimas use electric. So we're in neutral. At this distance, I think you're gonna press something. I go 4-4-4. And I use it more like that. Of course, you can use it for traps if you're against opponents that don't know the characters a lot, or if you see that the opponents are not respecting you, they're not respecting your plus frames, then you can use it as a way to close the game, to make them respect you. But in my opinion, like, it's better be used kind of like Adelaide, because it has a very good range. His risk is not that much. Of course, you have to be careful, but it's kind of safe for what it does because of the mixes it has. So, and it has a lot of damage and will carry, especially now, as we said before. So yeah, that's the way I use the 4. I want to talk about one move that really reminds me. One of the moves that everybody cries about in this game.
Which one?
Is Jin 4-4. 4-4 of Jin. Jin.
Oh, Jin 4-4. Yeah.
Jin, yeah. In my opinion, Katarina has a, let's say, honest version of it, which is down 2.
Oh, down 2.
Down 2, yeah. Down 2 is a toolkit that is a counter lancer, and it can go both in a stance, or he has juggle even if Katarina doesn't go into stance. It's kind of safe because it's -11, but not a lot of people will punish, because you can go for full crush like you did. You can do a rare one that will crush the jabs. So it's a kind of safe tool. It tracks kind of well. Like, it doesn't track all the time, but sometimes it follows the opponent. And the startup frames are 20 frames. In my opinion, are very important. 20 frames means that the move is not fast, but the move is not slow at all.
Yeah, it's in between.
So it's a counter timing move. It's a move to be using counter timings. And it's very easy to counter opponents with this move because you break their timings. Like, it's too slow for the opponent to block it in a situation where they expect you to do a move, but it's too fast for the opponent to counter it because they realize, you are not going for a fast move, then I will press. But in that moment, it's too late and down 2 will hit them. I don't know if you can follow the concept of counter timing. That move is crazy in my opinion. Down 2 for this. Okay. It's kind of like 4-4, just more honest.
Nice.
Because it's a little shorter and it's in -11 on block, so people can still punish it if they commit. Well, Jin is always safe. And the other similar one is probably backfall. It's another move similar to Jin, but this move is actually -15. So you can't reach, for example, not always at least, for punishing it. Depend on the range. At deep range, it's hard to punish for every character. Like from here, you can't reach for sure. If you want, we try from here. Yeah, I can't reach. From here, yes. Try again. Oh, we were too far. Like here, right? Yeah, you're too far. So, if you know the distance, this move is also good because in counter it gives you full juggle as well. So, it's a very strong long range counter hit. And it's also a natural hit lancer when you're in the tempo stage because of this. this move in tempo state is a natural hit launcher. You know, when the floor, it breaks the floor, so you just have a full juggle from there.
Does this do anything on counter hit, by the way? So if you get up,
Counter it, you will lose the combo if you do this. So you have, it's kind of contradicting. You know, it's counterindicative, but yeah, you should use only the first part and then go for the combo. Yeah,
I only do season 1 combos.
Yeah, that's good actually. They're still valid. They're still valid options, so don't worry about it.
So what about this move? Because I think this move is pretty good. Like
back 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so back 3 is kind of okay because it's fast.
Yeah.
It's a fast move. The fact is, it has nothing even on countering. Like you've got just this. It's a instant like you can still block. There is no juggle, nothing guaranteed. You can go for a mix-up there, but Katarina is not very strong in my opinion in mix-up. She's more about a fundamental character with counter hits and a lot of damage, not about mix-up. In mix-up, she's not very strong. So this move in counter it lead you to a mix-up position. For example, between you can go for this or you can go for this, but it's not a real mix-up. Okay, like the most rare mix-up you can go is between stance 3 and stance up forward 3. But even there is not a real mix-up versus trained people.
Okay.
So online it's an option. Offline it's not that good.
Alright, cool.
In general, the way you play Katarina online and offline is totally different. I never reached Tekken God Prime online with Katarina.
Serious?
Yes, I can't because online you need to commit to stuff like down back 3, to stuff like down forward 3+4. But all these moves, and this is the main weakness of Katarina, they are heavy lows, but they're all seeable. Offline, these moves are all seeable.
Yeah.
These are 25 frames, you know. This move is 25 frames too. They're all seeable.
But you see, like that one, it's down back 3. This is the one that you'll do against the wall, and then you'll do up back 4.
Yes, up back 4. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and you know it's a good thing. A good thing to do is wait a little to do it. Like go for like a crouch cancel here, because if the opponent press up, it will work flat. That back 4. If you wait a little.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. I did too late.
Yeah.
Not that much. But yeah, if you do the right timing, it works flat. And now it's hard because we're online, etc.
Online, yeah. No, it's cool. It's cool. I got you. So you like down back 3 as well. So you think this move is? You don't think this move is slow?
This move is totally seeable. You know, in last chance, in the last chance in 2018, in the top 32 winners, I was versus Azim, and he went for Katarina, so we did a mirror, and he was committing using it, and I was so happy because every time for me it was free damage for him.
Yeah.
Because I can see that. So and I'm used to play versus people that see this move, like Tishimo and Daniel Mado, and they, for example, Daniel Mado played Jin, and Tishimo played Raven. Both of them as a white standing Punisher for 14 frames. So I'm really against the using of this move, like because this is -14 on block.
Yeah.
So for me, using that or using this is the same versus that, and they see the move. So I know it's not a good move to use. Okay, at high level, it's not a good move.
So there's like a few moves that I kind of wanted to reel off the list that I've been kind of dabbling with. So I think this move down forward 4 is pretty good. What type of stuff would you? Yeah. So would you?
Yeah.
When would you set this up? Like when would you ever think to use down forward 4?
Oh well, there is the incredible online setup, re-rank setup, which is this one.
the season 1. That's the season 1 special.
Yeah, but you know it functioned versus low high, man. I did it versus low high and Jonding in a single tournament in Berlin.
Serious?
Yes, both of them fought for it, so it functions even versus Korean.
Wow.
It's okay.
That's what I'm saying.
You can use it if you know the mind game. You can use it.
And then there's up forward 3+4. Do you ever use this move or not?
This move was my favorite move in season 2, and now I don't use it anymore because of the nerf it perceived. Because now you don't have a full juggle anymore. It's just this. That's it. Okay. So this move that now, in my opinion, is not worth to be used over hockey because at that point you can just go for hockey. In season 2 was different because you had a full juggle from sidestep and it was around 73 damage.
Yeah.
Which was super good. Now it's not the same thing, so I'm not committed to use the move anymore. I just deleted the move. In my opinion, is not something you should have in your mind. I really like to play with few moves, because if you know how to optimize few moves, you can play the game.
Yeah.
So I try to delete all the moves which I don't think are optimal for the gameplay that I want to do. And that move is not optimal anymore, so I don't consider it anymore.
Okay.
There are some options we didn't talk about. The full crouch itself.
Yeah.
This move now got buffed. This is a huge buff in my opinion because +1, it looks like nothing, but before Katarina had some very hard matchups because of the situation after this move. Before it was 0. It means that, for example, versus Julia, if after this move we both go for a Y standing 4, Julia had a full juggle, because her Y standing 4 would launch you.
Yeah.
The trade. Now it doesn't happen anymore because it's +1. So now, Encourage Jump 4 is way more dangerous than before. This is a very good move. It has a lot of evasiveness if you know when to use it.
Yeah.
For example, versus Ayachi, you can do down 4 into full crouch down for 4, and it will hit his down for 1. You will crush his down for 1.
Damn.
So in that moment, Ayachi has to use forward 3 after down 4 to close you. But if you know that, you can just go for other moves and interrupt the Hachi. So this move is the simple fact this move exists makes Katarina crouching dangerous.
Yeah.
It's very important psychologically, very important.
Nice.
And
I think
Katarina best low, as I said before, is down 4. The other good lows she has is down 3. Down 3 is very good. It's kinda safe.
Why does the frames change on a down 4? I'm starting to realize it.
Yeah, that's always, Jay. Every single character in the game with a generic down 4. The generic down 4 for full crouch is -15 and it's -4 on it.
Ah, okay.
It's -15. Right?
Okay. And then last
Every single character in the game.
Okay.
Except Eddie, if I remember correctly. Everybody that has a full crouch down 4 is -15. Always.
Okay, so
It's very important because, for example, I see a lot of Dragunov players try to end the round with down 2, down 4. If you block the down 4, you can kill it because it's -15.
But it looked like it was like when you was ducking, like there's like some ranges where it's like -13. Hold on.
No.
How much have?
No.
Hold on.
The only
One
way
second.
it's -13 is if you do it from standing. Otherwise, it's always -15.
Oh, there, yeah. From there, from standing.
you got it?
Yeah, I got it. All right, cool. All right, last one was 4-4-2-4. We didn't speak about this move too much. Do you use this move much?
It's still a good move for with punishing. That is my favorite move because it's the move that made me win the LCQ. The last round, double went for 1-2-3 with, and I do 4-4-2-4 into the full juggle and they won with that. So it's very important for me. And in Korea, they call this move Ghirlanda. I don't know why, but they call this move Ghirlanda in Korea. But yeah, now it got heavily nerfed, as you can see, because the way it launches is totally different. So you don't have a full juggle like before anymore. If you go for this, you got nothing.
That is
So
crazy.
now you go for like 52, 53 damage. Not very. Nothing like this. It's not much.
That's not.
That's probably the worst nerf you receive. Even more than 4.
Oh, I didn't put me into that. So they really want you to use back 1 into stance as well.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Because let's talk about Harrier a little. Harrier is the.
Wait, not yet. Let me introduce it. One sec. So we've done over all the key moves. We're gonna talk about key moves in stance, and I know Ghirlanda's excited to talk about this stance. So we're gonna get into it. Ghirlanda, teach us the stuff in this stance. What's it called? Harrier or Harrier? Harrier, right? It's Harrier stance.
Harrier. I call it Harrier. I don't know what is the correct pronunciation because I'm not English, but Harrier. I call it Harrier. And it's an interesting stance. It's not one of the best stances in the game by far, but with the buff that Katarina received in season 3, in the last patch, the stance became way more interesting because of Harrier 1 being a counter, not Lancer, but kinda, you got a mini combo.
Yeah.
So that's very, very, very important.
So, yeah. Can you move? Yeah, there we go.
Harrier 1, this move. This move is the best move you have out of Harrier, in my opinion.
But it's high though, right? It's a high, you could duck it, right?
High, it's only -3. So very, very safe. It tracks both sides. And in counter it gives you a free 4-4-3 into up back 4, which is very important. So it's about 50 damage. So in counter it, we got this. This is very, very good.
How did you do that? How did you do that last that second hit? After the knockdown?
Sorry. You want to do what?
So when you hit me down, when you knocked me down, yeah, so
4-4-2.
4-4-2. Yeah, that one, the kick. What was that? 4-4?
Yes, 4-4-3. Yeah, 4-4-3
okay.
and then up back 4.
Oh, nice.
So that move, this move now is very, very good because of it, because it's the key move of the Harrier stance, and it's the move that allows Harrier stance to be dangerous, because this move crush heights totally,
yeah,
and can be used after 4-4-4, for example, to avoid the Punisher, because 4-4-4 itself is -10, so you can jab and punish. But if I go into stance and do 1, I would crush the jab, counter you, and get the mini combo. So the buff they did to this move kind of make 4-4-4 safe, because you must be very, very brave to challenge my 4-4-4 now, because I got the mini combo after Harrier 1. Only for a 10 frame Punisher. It's not that worth to go for the punish, you know? Like, you may get with Katarina 1-1, so 17 damage, but if I continue with Harrier 1, I got like 50 damage. So if you block, you don't want to punish the 4-4-4 because you risk too much by the Harrier. So this move is very, 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 very good. You got other options from Harrier. Harrier 4 is the wall bounce. It's kinda slow, so it's very hard to be hit by this, but still, it can function, and in Season 3 it's safe. Yeah, you can see it's safe if you block, it's -9. So it's an option you can use sometimes, just if you want to just go for it, you know, like if it enter you in the round, if they block it while you're safe, you're fine. So it's usable. It's usable. Then Katarina has the option to go for Harrier up forward 3, which is the same move as Harrier 3, exactly the same move. And yeah, and Harrier 3, which is this one, the infamous law, which guarantees the stomp. But this move is super slow, super seeable. For 40 damage is launch punishable. It can be stepped both ways, so it's not worth using. It's not worth using.
Okay, and then she has the throw from it as well, right?
Yes, she can go for throw. Yeah, the throw is with down forward 1+2. Sorry, yeah, it's.
Oh, so go on.
Forward 4, down forward 1+2. This throw is kind of strange because it's a 1+2 throw. It's flat, most flat, but in some angles you will not get anything from the wall splat, and it actually will do less damage than if it was an open space. So you must be very, very close to the wall to make it wall splat. Otherwise, you will get less damage being near to the wall than compared to open space.
Okay.
So Katarina is not very strong in throws in my opinion, because this is the only 1+2 throw yet she has no other command moves. And I mean, it's an okay throw, you can go for it, but don't expect to do miracles with throws with Katarina. It's better if you go for King if you want to use throws, or Warang, or Jean, or I don't know, Marduk maybe. But Katarina for throws is not the best card then.
Yeah, and then you got Harrier 2.
Yeah, Harrier 2 is nice from a situation we saw before. So Harrier 2 is nice after back 3 in counter. Yeah. Because if they press something, this move will enter, you risk basically nothing, and in counter it, you got a full juggle.
Yeah.
So I think it's useful only there versus people that really don't respect you at all. It can enter sometimes, it's not the best move she has for sure. Like Air Stance is okay for juggles and for the area 1 basically. And yeah, she also has this now, the K-Spin, which is just useful for K-Spin. It's more like a stance for, in my opinion, it's a stance that is made more for juggles itself and to escape punishment from 3-3-3, which is minus 10, 4-4-4, and to create, even after back 1, to create some pressure. But it's not a stance that you should use for heavy mix-up, for example. That's not the way you want to play with Katarina. You can also go from there, from down for 1-1 and while standing 1-1. This is more useful at the wall if you have the rage drive, because your wall combo, if you have the rage drive, is down for 1-1 into the rage drive. Now we don't have rage, so I cannot show you this, but at the wall, the main combo after the wall spread is down for 1-1 into rage drive, which is harrier 1+2. You can also go, if you want one more damage, instead of down for 1-1 into 1+2, you go for while standing 1-1 into 1+2. But I mean, it's only 1 damage more, you risk to make the combo wrong. It's not that worth in tournament especially.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So we've gone through the key moves in stance, key moves, normal key moves. We're now going to talk about her grabs and her situation she gets from her grabs. So, you know, we know the obvious one, which is, you know, downfall 1+2 against the wall, you get a wall combo. But what wall combo do you do after this?
I'll just go for down for 1. Yeah, like that, something like this. Like, depending on the situation, you can go for a back, up back 3, back, yeah, and then stomp. Like now the stomp is with 4-4-3. Yeah, you have she doesn't have the old stomp anymore. Yeah, but it's kind of hard, as you see, so it's not really reliable. I really go for this only if I really feel like. Yeah, it's with this stomp now.
Oh, with this stomp. Oh, sorry.
Yes, because the other stomp got deleted basically. You don't use it anymore, apart from very few situations. Yeah, but as you see, you have to do like a back. It's kind of hard. In my opinion, it's always safer to just go for down for 1-1 like you did.
Yeah, it seemed like it's not fully practical because I don't know.
Yeah. Because also, like, you know, the way Tekken 7 stages are made, the wall is kind of curved every time. Now, for example, now it changed the side. Like, I don't know why. It's just the way walls are in Tekken 7. They're not really reliable, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just go for the safest one, you know, just because if you do 2 times the stomp combo, you make it correctly only 1 time. Out of 2, you do less damage than doing 2 full combos with the Dark Classic one, the bread and butter one. So I'll just go for down for 1-1 into 3-3-3 normal.
Yeah.
That's it.
So what about like her other one? So the 1+3 grab. What do you do in this situation?
Okay, 1+3 is pretty nice because this is the one you can do it again if you want.
Yeah.
I really like this because of the way the opponent. You know, the opponent is face down next to you. Here, basically, if the opponent moves, you can go for everything. You can go for up back 4. You can go for back 4 actually, because also back 4 will hit, and it's kinda safe. And they will not move. You can go, if you think the opponent will remain there without moving, you can actually go for the old stomp, which is the move that does most damage in the situation. It's really, really good. You can even go for hop kick if you want, because the second hit will hit them, actually, if they stay down.
Nice. And then the other throw is this one?
Yeah,
but you don't get nothing though.
Was deleted. Yeah, before it was good because, look, okay, in season 2 if you get up, hop kick would catch you.
Okay.
Season 2. And now it doesn't do anymore. So if I just, yeah, like in this situation it did because I did it with back. but it shouldn't do anymore. Yeah, like this. So it's not the best thing to do. I have to delay because it doesn't function all the time. If I delay, maybe I can block or I can totally avoid it. I'm not delaying right now. Oh wow, it's still catch. Maybe it's still catch Katarina. A lot of characters are not catch anymore, but it's good to know versus Katarina still function. I really like to do hopping there because of this. I like before at least. And like if they remain on the ground, they will still hit. So that's good. The thing is, if the opponent knows this, they will just tech roll, you know.
Yeah.
So if they tech roll, actually, you just have to adjust yourself, go for maybe a back four. You have to read them. Down 3 is also good. She has good Oki in general from her throws. Just she has no command throw, so it's kind of hard to take advantage of the throw she has. That's kind of hard. But I can say that her throws are hard it's hard to success with her throws, but she has good rewards from her throws compared to a lot of other characters. She has good Oki.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So we've gone through those. Is there any setups that you can tell me about with this character? Good setups that she has?
Well, we saw the Hawking one from the throws right now.
No, if we talk about like not even just the throw, just like in the neutral or against the wall, if there's any setups that you
use. Against the wall I like to do, it's kind of situational. It's something I did also versus Dimeback. Basically you wall splat the opponent.
Okay.
You go for down for 1, then you jump over the tech roll. You get the quick up into. You can go for Western into. And most of the time you will succeed. Actually, sometimes you will not. It really depends on the angle. You need to be very aware. You have to have a very good stage awareness of what you're doing because it's really angle dependent. But from there you can go for what is guaranteed is 3-4. 3-4, which is it's a 14 frame, and that's guaranteed from behind in that situation. After the jab. Otherwise you can go for West Standing 2, but if they press forward actually they might block it depending on how fast they are. So it's not guaranteed, even if I love to do that because most of the time people just get hit by that. Another thing that I like to do, let me think. Oh yeah, after West Standing 4. West Standing 4 is a very underrated move of Katarina. Look the frame, it's just -3. It's really good for a West Standing move to be only -3. And in some situations, if opponents answer with the jabs, you might actually launch them with Oki. Before it was more practical because Oki had more eye crush frames than now, but you can still do it. So West Standing 3, if opponents go for jabs, sometimes depending on the distance, you can crush them with Oki. In another situation, you can crush jabs with hop kick is after down 4. So if I go for down 4 into hop kick, I should crush your jab.
Oh, nice. If I do,
try.
Do it one more time.
Yeah, you see, I crush.
Tricky. Because you could do down 4 into then full crouch. Yeah, that's pretty tricky.
Like, it's crazy. Like she's very good in this. Like if you know situation, she's very good. It's also I don't know why. I feel like when Katarina is crouching and she goes for hop kick, she has more crush in her hop kick compared to standing one. I don't know why. Actually, I don't know if it's studied or whatever. I feel like that. For example, actually there were some situations after tech rolls where your hop kick was like a shuriken, it's like a shuriken. Like I remember versus Brian. Brian goes for his full combo.
Yeah.
Come towards me. Does dump forward 4. Do you know dump forward 4 is a mid tracking move of Brian?
Yep.
It's a mid track move. I do hop kick and I crush him. Heihachi goes for 1-1-2. Heihachi does flash 1-1-2. Run into 4-4 and Katarina crush it with hop kick. Same Kazuya. If you do it from the ground, it's like a shuriken. I don't know why. It's good. There are good setups you can do that are defensive setups. Other setups I like. I think, yeah, everything based after the dance with harder one can be considered a setup,
Yeah.
and they're all good because of the way harder one rewards you now in counter. Um, I like also to go for a lot of 1-1 in my game in general because of the fact 1-1 has a lot of variety. Like you can go for the stance, you can go for 1-1-1, which is crazy because it's safe. It has no counter indication. It's just safe. You can throw it all the day, and then you can continue giving pressure with 1-1. You can go for the 1-1-2 we saw before, and if the opponent actually tries to challenge you after this, they're screwed, especially at the wall. So 1-1 in my opinion is very very solid to use. It's not a great punisher, but it is a really high pressure with Katarina.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna go on to the last bit of the teach me. So the last bit of teach me is how to fight against Katarina. Like, so you know, for people that are trying to fight against this character, what would you say? You know, you don't have to give away all your secrets and stuff about how to fight against the character, but just give me like 1 or 2 pointers of like you know ways to fight against her.
So, as I said before, there is a huge difference between online and offline. Offline Katarina has no heavy loads.
Yeah.
So you should just play very patient and turtle versus her because she has no opening. She doesn't have anything. She doesn't have, you know, if Katarina rounds towards you, here, you cannot fear a hair whip or something like that. You cannot fear a command throw like King or a hair whip. You can just defend. Like the maximum she can do is down 3, down 4. That's it. So she really has no openings in terms of offensive. She in my opinion, she's a counter character with a very high damage, but she has no offensive capabilities in general. She cannot oppress you with lows because her lows are standing, do no damage unless you go for the Sia bomb, which actually are also, as you saw, it's easy to sidestep them. So, like, just Turtle versus Katarina a lot. And actually, if you know the situations versus 4-4-4, harder one can be Katarina also biggest weak point.
Okay.
Because harder in general. Because if you know how to deal with this, instead of punishing it, you can sidestep right and up and avoid all the options.
Damn.
So if you sidestep that, you will avoid the high, you will avoid also the mid, you will avoid everything. And if the Katarina player keep going for scenarios like these with harder stance all the time, you can just keep doing that, and she will basically suicide herself. Katarina needs to be played very patient and trying to go for hard reads with counters, but really, to beat the Katarina player, you have to be more patient than him, or be able to just like, I don't know if you use Akuma, just rush and down 3 here and you don't care, but otherwise, like, you need to be very patient because Katarina players that are good are patient by themselves, but they cannot be patient until the end of days, you know, like it's impossible.
Yeah.
You will basically upscale Katarina in a game where you play patient because her damage with those is low. So you will basically out damage her if you keep playing safe, only going for poking tools with somebody with like Kazumi or Shaheen. They will have better tools than her in this.
Okay.
So that's the way you should play versus her. Just be patient. If you see the match between me and Low High and see how Low High plays, that's perfect. Because we were playing super patient. But in that way, he was not doing anything crazy. He was just playing patient, and he was out damaging me because he has more damage in the pokes in his lows compared to me.
Okay.
And that's what you should do versus Katarina.
Man, excellent information, excellent knowledge from Ghirlanda. Appreciate it. All the way in Italy. Well, you're from Italy, right? You're not there now, are you?
Yeah, I'm in Bulgaria now. I live in Bulgaria, so
Yeah. So
I'm all alone now in Tekken.
yeah.
But yeah.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for all the tips and stuff like that. If you'd like to tell the people where they can find you on social media, if they want to follow you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got a Twitter account at Ghirlanda Tekken. So you just have to write Ghirlanda and Tekken and you'll find me. I also have a Facebook page and I upload some videos on YouTube. You will not see much of them because right now I'm not very active in Tekken, but there are some tips I gave, especially with Garyu. You can find them online if you search for Ghirlanda. There is a channel called Ghirlanda simply, and that is my channel of YouTube. So you can see them. You can see me there, or especially on Twitter, I'm very active. So you can follow me on Twitter at Ghirlanda Tekken.
All right, man. Ghirlanda, thank you very much for your time. Really, really appreciate it. I hope you lot enjoyed the Katarina Teach Me. Look out for more soon. Take it easy, everyone.
Thank you, Jay. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome, man.
Have a nice stream, and goodbye, chat. Bye bye.